So yeah, that's what happened with me. When I was going, like I used to go to, I had got out of the relationship I was in, and I was like constantly like looking like, where should I go? You know, like what should I do? Like I went back to church and everything, and the Lord is listening. You know, it took me a while to say I need to get back into church. And I went to Golden Corral with my grandmother after church because I was just like, I wasn't really feeling her church like that. I really wasn't feeling it, but I went anyways. And you know, we went out to eat, and my apostle walked up to me while I was fixing me something to eat, and you know, he pretty much told me about his church. He asked me to come and visit, and I was like, all right, sure, you know, I'll come visit. Doesn't hurt. And I went there, didn't go back for like a month or two, and then the Lord sent like this mighty rain. When he sent it, he told me I needed to go back to that church. And in my head, I was like, God, it's a tornado outside. Like it was really a tornado at that time or something like that. We hardly ever get it, but it was heavy rain. As soon as I thought that thought, he stopped the rain, and I went. And when I say I got to church at 11:11, and I got back home at 1:11. So that's how you know what I'm saying? Like God really speaks, and when he speaks, it's better to listen. I've gotten much smarter, much stronger spiritually, more bolder, more confident. I've learned things. I've learned to surrender. I've learned to listen to the ways of God. And if he ever takes something away from me, I know that it's for direction and protection. Do you understand what I'm saying? A lot of us don't understand that because it's things that we want, okay, that God does not have for us. It's things that we want, and we have our wants over what God is telling us that he wants for us. And that is when it becomes a problem. You understand? I had to understand that because, like I said, this YouTube here that I'm doing, I told God, I said, it took me a year to get back over here on YouTube and start posting again consistently. I said, God, if I'm going to do this again, I'm only doing this with your hand in it, because nothing that I do will prosper without you. That's one thing that I do know and I take heed of. It doesn't matter how high and mighty I think I am. I don't do nothing without the Lord. Absolutely nothing. Okay? That's one thing that I do know, and that's one thing that you all need to understand. That God creates you. Don't think that you can ever be higher than the master, the one who created you. Everybody always says, oh, the Bible is old. Why are you still listening to that? Why are you still reading it? Because if you look in there, I promise you, you'll flip to something and it's going to convict you. Something from that long ago going to convict you today, right now, in your life, in your time, okay? And I want you to tell me your testimony in the comments. What did you open it up to? What does it tell you? Because God speaks, and it's even more potent when you first open it. I always tell people say, you know, go to John, read Luke first. I say go to Matthew, because if you see somebody working miracles, and and all the people are like, he worked this miracle, people especially this generation, they love to see results first. They like to see results first. So go read Matthew first. That's where I related to when I first got in, because I tried Genesis, and Genesis was like, what? Okay, I know about Adam and Eve and all that, but this other stuff, what? And then when I got to Matthew, I was in, because that's the thing. We like to see the results first. We like to see what these people say about what he did, though, what he can do. He healed the sick, he healed leprosy. He did. Okay, that sounds somewhere around where I'm trying to be, what I'm going through. I need to hear something like that. So that's why I say go to Matthew first. Read Matthew, and you know, get some insight on what, you know, Jesus, Yeshua, actually did in the world, to see that this was real. If it was fake, I'm telling you, none of this would have even made it. You understand? It wouldn't even made it to this. Come on now. It wouldn't have even made it to this century if it was so fake. That's the thing that I don't understand. Why I'd be like, y'all don't believe in the word? Okay, whatever. It wouldn't have even made it. God wouldn't have even let that book live this long. Do you know how many people like, oh, this book here is the truth, and people don't talk about that book past that year? You understand? How many people talking about Steve Harvey's book still? I mean, I'm not saying that it's not a good book, but it's not something that's trending over centuries, over, you know, It's not. But the Bible is. And no matter what, everybody has some sense of the word. They know that somebody, and so that's just what it is.